What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today we start things off with our Draft to Glory rewards. It wasn't a good time, you've probably seen the video. We ended up losing in the first round to a 90th minute equaliser and a 120th minute loser. Always one of the worst ways to lose a game. Before we get into today's video, guys, if you could drop a thumbs up, it will be much appreciated. Appreciate you guys being here. You guys have been massively supporting the channel once again, and you have no idea how grateful and you know, happy I am with the fact that you guys continue to show up to the videos. With that being said, guys, Foot Champions is upon us. It is Friday. You're already probably deep into your Foot Champions experience. Let me know in the comment section how it's going for you. At this current point in time, I'm yet to play a game. I don't know how I'm going to structure my games this weekend. I'm not really expecting much out this weekend, as we spoke about in the last video. You know, maybe like 20 wins or so is where I would want to get to. It would be nice to get to 25 wins and get up to Gold 1, but I'm not banking on that at all. You know, I would be content with 18 to 20 wins. That's that. So I don't know how many games a day I'm going to play. Maybe I'll try 10 on Friday and, you know, 15 a day for Saturday and Sunday. Maybe I'll try 15 on Friday and like maybe 12 a day Saturday and Sunday. I genuinely don't know how I'm going to go about it just yet. So long as I'm keeping that 0.5 win-loss ratio or above, I'll probably happily just keep playing. I've seen some of the other people around the community. You know, obviously I wanted to understand how they're doing. It will give me a good indication of how I would do. And everyone's doing quite well. You know, a couple of losses here and there, but majority wins. Some people that I know last year were only ever able to get some kind of like Gold 2, Gold 1 areas are, you know, getting 6, 7 wins to just 1 or 2 losses. So that's quite positive. And then last night as well, guys, you'll notice my record right now. You'll notice some losses randomly just popped up on there and no gameplay with that. And that's me either playing against pros or high-rated players to try and better myself and learn, or playing against Dr. Java, who is going to hopefully be my sparring partner for the year. So last night I actually played Java a couple of games. I used my 2 teams. I used the Bundesliga team and the Premier League team, and he used his best team. He had Icon Henry, Icon Ferdinand, Dembele, just generally like a really, really good team, obviously considerably better than mine. And I gave a good account of myself. I lost the first game 2-0, but I actually put in a good shift. I was unable to score. I had a few decent opportunities I just couldn't take. But I defended way better than I thought I would. I didn't lose as bad as I thought I would. And one of his goals was a wonder strike free kick from like legitimately 40 yards. And it flew into the back of the net, and that made it 2-0. But I came out of that game just kind of impressed with myself off the back of how I played in draft this week. You know, I haven't really been doing so well in draft, but I was happy. And then in the second game I used the Bundesliga team. I lost that one, I think 4 or 5-1, I can't remember, but I was actually controlling the game in the first half. I believe it was 1-1. I dominated possession. My passing was considerably better, but I got a red card in the second half, and it just changed the dynamics of the game. And Java's just ridiculously good. You know, the way he reacts offensively is just too much to handle. He reads the game very well. And he defends very well as well. But I did manage to score 1 goal. But what happened was I came out of that and I thought to myself, okay, so, you know, if I took 2 losses to Java, which is understandable. He's an incredible player. But I felt like I'd played well. I felt like I'd done myself a decent set of games. But then I thought about it afterwards. I thought, you know what? My problem has never really been playing against top quality players. My problem has consistently been playing against the lower tier players, because when I play someone like, you know, Java, or of Java's level, a top player, they all play a very, very similar style. It's very possession based, it's very easy to read. They just completely abuse the overpowered game mechanics, the ball rolls, the drag backs, the short corners, the layoff free kicks, those sort of mechanics they abuse a lot, and it's very easy to read and understand that, and that's why I typically do quite well against the better players. It's the players that don't understand those things that I struggle against as well. The players that will just get the ball with their right back and just run in a straight line. You just don't expect that to happen, and it just throws me out of whack. So although I defended quite competently against Java, I'll be interested to see how I can translate that into Foot Champions. So what I did today as well, guys, is I went into divisions as I said I would. We ended up playing through Division 7 and through Division 8 and some of Division 7. I won all the games, and I won them convincingly as well. You can also see I put some chem styles on the Bundesliga team there. You can go back and have a look at that if you like. I bought a few dead eyes for a few hundred coins. I already had an engine for Schürrle. I bought an engine, I believe, for Bellarabi for like 500 coins. And then I bought 4 anchors for the defence, which I think they were about 1,200, 1,300 coins a piece. And I bought a shadow for Tolisso at like 3,000 coins. So, you know, I improved the chem styles on these players, which is obviously something that I wanted to do. But I don't know the quality of opponent that I'm going to come up against in Foot Champs. Are they going to have teams like this that people typically have in divisions, or are they going to have super teams? Because if they have teams like this, I reckon I can do definitely a very good job. You know, 20 wins minimum, maybe 25, 28 wins would be nice. But if they have like the super teams with icons, or, you know, the meta players, the Martials, the Gabriel Jesuses, the Idrissa Gueys, etc., etc., I will really struggle. It's just how it's going to be. So I'm excited and nervous at the same time to get my Foot Champs games underway. You will see the games, or you'll see game 1 tomorrow. I'm going to do game 1 live, and then we'll go from there. But with that being said, guys, we will start with some comments from yesterday's video. Cool FIFA says, does anyone have the problem with the goalkeepers? Because I feel like they take ages to get up and throw the ball, and that kills the counter-attack when you have any player through after a corner or any attack from your opponent. And whilst I don't necessarily feel like they throw the ball slower than they did last year, I do feel like this is an area of my game personally that I need to improve on. Quite often I give up possession because I rush my goalkeeper throwing the ball. Now, the biggest issue is that because it works sometimes, you want to do it all the time. That one occasion where you throw it out, you get a counter and you score, you're like, damn, that's so sick. That's why I've got this goalkeeper. And then you'll have 2 or 3 attempts where you throw it out and you either lose possession or you're forced to come backwards with the ball and it doesn't generate a goal or a goal scoring opportunity for you. Those are the ones you've got to remember. And I remember vividly in draft, actually, the draft obviously that you don't see, I was 4-2 up in the draft first round, comfortably in control of the game. I get the ball with my goalkeeper from a corner, I see the opportunity for a counter-attack, and I throw it. It's a 3-on-2. Sadly, as you say, like sometimes it takes ages for them to get up and throw it. And one thing that I found last year as well is that when you hold the power button when they're getting up, it doesn't apply full power in that sense. It kind of just doesn't register it properly. So I threw the ball to him 40 yards out. He passed it once to the edge of the box, once inside the box, and scored. So I was 4-2 up and comfortable. I could have just held possession of the ball, let the team reset itself, and then played the ball out safely and securely and moved up the field. But instead I rushed the play to try and get a 5th goal that wasn't even necessary. I gave away the possession. I went down to I went back, you know, the guy pulled it back to 4-3, and now all of a sudden the pressure's on me. And I'm like, oh crap, you know, I've given away a goal, that was silly, and start getting nervous and playing badly. And lo and behold, I ended up conceding again. He made it 4-4, and I ended up conceding again. He made it 5-4. And it was all avoidable. It was just avoidable. And in terms of corners as well, you know, one of my biggest issues last year was me getting countered from either giving up sloppy possession in the attacking third or set pieces. I got countered constantly from those. It's very rare somebody just scores a goal on me from good build-up play, holding possession, and breaking through my team. It happens, 100% it happens, but it's rare. Most of the goals I concede is sloppy giveaways of the ball, counter-attacks from set pieces, and that's actually pretty much it. That's how I concede most of my goals. And both of those things, both of those reasons why I concede goals are avoidable. But you have to think about balance. So for example, if I'm 4-2 up and I've got a corner, there are options, right? Option number 1, I play the corner short, I turn around, I run down the field, I go back to my goalkeeper, I wait for the team to reset and I play out. No counter-attack conceded, but no goal scored. I could also have a corner at 4-2 up and take the corner and score a goal, and now I'm 5-2 up. I'm even more comfortable in this game. And what you have to do is judge whether or not trying to score the 5th is more valuable than not conceding a 3rd. Because there are some games where I'm up against someone who's not very good, and I'm like, hey, let me try and score here. Even if he scores another one, it doesn't matter, I'll be able to score more. So the risk is there to take the corner. But it shouldn't be a scenario in FIFA where you are at risk for taking a set piece, and it just is. So I think this weekend League in Foot Champs, I'm really going to try and work hard this year on my mental side of the game. And I don't mean raging or anything like that. What I mean is I'm really going to try and work hard on just manipulating the game more. By the way, what a goal from Heung-min Son. Yeah, I'm really going to try and like pay mind to how good the player is that I'm playing. If I take a lead, I'm going to try and adjust my gameplay so that I don't give up easy goals or easy possession, and I you know, keep more control of the ball. Don't play silly passes. Don't try anything cocky. Like quite a lot, I'll try fake shots or ball rolls with one of my fullbacks, and I'll get tackled, you know, on the byline, 20 yards from my own box, and then 2 passes later I've conceded. I'm going to try and really eradicate that from my game, and that's not necessarily based on like technical ability. That's based on mental composure and mental ability, and that's definitely one of the areas this year where I want to improve as a player, and that will come with me playing Java and other pros a lot. And as I said at the top of the video, that is why you will see random losses, potentially some wins as well, but random losses just popping up on my account constantly. I fully expect my account this year to have a considerable number of losses by the end of it, because not only will I be playing a lot of competitive games outside of Foot Champs to try and improve my ability this year, but I'm also playing Draft on this account for Draft to Glory. Now, Draft to Glory last year on my FIFA 17 account, I had something like 450 wins and like 50 losses or so. So that, expect like another 500-600 games on the record from Draft. Expect another 200, maybe 400 games on the record from you know, sparring, and then of course expect another 1,500 games on the record from squad battles, and expect another couple of thousand games from Foot Champs. I would expect that I'm probably going to play 5,000 games of FIFA on this account this year, which for match coins is going to be great. My team should be incredible at the end of it. But yeah, that is where we are at. So into the next comment, guys. Roly Poly says, why do you look so dumbfounded in your thumbnail? I'm not photogenic, dude. I've had so many different faces in thumbs and they're all just ridiculous. If you guys have got a picture that you think this would be a good picture for a thumbnail, because you got it from a screenshot or you got it from, I don't know, like an image on Google or something, just send it to me on Twitter. I'll give it to my graphics guy. We'll pop it in, no problem. But it's just difficult to find a picture, you know. Like I could do the Matt HD Gamer where he does funny faces, you know. He'll pull like a one of those ones. That's just not me. I can't pull those funny faces. You know what I mean? I look stupid, so I won't be doing that anytime soon. But yeah, like I say, if you have got a picture that you want to throw on a thumbnail, just send it to me and I'll pass it on. BG Freestyle says, hi Nep, last week I played some squad battles and got up to gold 3 because I didn't play many games on Wednesday. I got rewards for gold 1. Just seeing this has happened to anyone else. Lovely vids, keep it up. There was actually just a visual glitch, BG Freestyle. Now, I'm not saying you're necessarily incorrect. Maybe you did get given the actual wrong rewards. But when it showed up what tier you was in, if you finished anywhere in Elite 3, 2 or 1, it would show you the Elite 1 badge. If you finished anywhere in gold, it would show you the gold 1 badge, anywhere in silver, the silver 1 badge, anywhere in bronze, the bronze 1 badge. So people were under the impression that they got the rewards for the top tier of the class, when actually you got the correct rewards that you were supposed to. It gave you the impression that you had picked up the you know, the rewards for the best tier of that class. But yeah, it was actually just a visual bug, dude. Both weeks in a row that we've had squad battles, the visual bug has been there, so I assume it's something that EA will either not fix or just fix in due course. Wizard FA says, hey Nep, I'm currently sitting on 400k from trading on my road to glory, and I have 2 quite solid 100k teams. I don't know if I should upgrade my teams for the weekend league or wait for player prices to come down. Any feedback is appreciated. Thanks. Well, for me personally, dude, I'm currently sat here with 200,000 coins. I'd say probably maybe about 200,000 to 300,000 coins worth of players that I'm not using, or that I am using but don't have to use. For example, the ones to watch Tolisso, we've got the Inform Adan. You know, I could quite comfortably get rid of ones to watch Aurier and get in either Hector Bellerin or regular Aurier. You know, I've got about 500,000 coins myself, and I'm going to sit on them. Although, well, like, bottom line is I've got 200,000 coins, and I'm just going to sit on them now. I had looked at improving my squad. I had, you know, I've got, for example, my Premier League team. I actually quite like that team. Shaw, perfect. Aurier, perfect. Keane and Smalling are very, very good players. I could upgrade them to Van Dijk, to Eric Bailly, to Azpilicueta, to Laurent Koscielny, but I feel like they're good enough. You know, I feel like with the shadow chem styles that I put on them, they're going to be good enough this year. You know, I'm playing through divisions with both the teams to try and test out and find out what's bad and what's good, and they're good enough. My midfield, and I have switched to a 4-2-3-1 in the Premier League team now. It's the same 11 players, but I've switched to the 4-2-3-1. My midfield now, I have Renato Sanchez and Bakayoko at CDM, and I find them to be fantastic. You know, again, I could upgrade Renato Sanchez. I could upgrade to Idrissa Gueye, Bakayoko. I could potentially upgrade to Kante. I don't want to. I could upgrade to a Nemanja Matic, but I like Renato Sanchez. On the wings, we've got Heung-min Son, who I could upgrade to Anthony Martial, but Heung-min Son is a beast. On the right-hand side, we've got Raheem Sterling. Could upgrade to Willian, but Raheem Sterling is absolutely fine. You know, he's got 3-star weak foot this year, where he had a 2-star weak foot last year, so I'm happy with the upgrade there. And then my most difficult positions right now is a striker in the cam. So I'm using Herrera at cam right now because he was one of a flat 3 midfield. I could upgrade Herrera to a Wayne Rooney, who's only like 5 or 6k, but I don't want to spend that 5 or 6k now because I know his price is inflated for weekend league. I know come Monday he won't be worth nearly that much. He'll probably go down to like 3.5 to 4k. And I know that paying 5k, 6k for him and you know, maybe another 1,000 coins on a chem style, I know that that won't be the difference between me winning and losing so many games that it makes that much of a difference. You know, I don't think Herrera is an ideal cam, but I just don't want to spend the coin. So I'm personally holding on. I feel like I've got 2 good teams, and my striker is my biggest issue other than that. I've gone for Jermaine Defoe, actually, guys, because Jermaine Defoe, for me, is a clinical finisher. So, what I have... Let me go to Foothead real quick. What I had Musa, and I sold him because he was trash. He just couldn't finish chances. I had Danny Welbeck, who's good but not great. The reason why I took Jermaine Defoe is because when I've got a Deadeye chemistry style on him right now, which is probably what I'm going to keep on him, he goes up to 97 positioning, 99 finishing, 98 shot power, and 85 long shots. Coupled with that, he has 84 composure and a 4-star weak foot. And you can see with the gameplay on the screen over the last 10 minutes or so and the next 5 minutes or so that he is a machine in front of goal. And what I found through playing squad battles so much already this year and through playing online with players like Welbeck, with players like Musa, is that having someone in front of goal that can put it in the back of the net every time is far more important than having someone that can run in behind constantly, right? It's like the lack of pace on Defoe and the fact that he's quite short isn't going to be that much of an impact, in my opinion. That being said as well, though, is that it seems like there's the tier of strikers for Premier League is just too big of a jump for me to be... for it to be like cost effective for me to improve the squad at this stage. So after Defoe, Welbeck, Antonio, the next group of strikers is, you know, Gabriel Jesus or Anthony Martial, both of which are 50,000 coins or more. And then above that, you've got Lacazette and, you know, Diego Costa or Sergio Aguero, and those guys go into the hundreds of thousands of coins. So the scale up is just so huge that I would rather either use someone like Defoe or go and buy someone like Kevin Morales for left wing, put Heung-min Son up front and Kevin Morales in at left mid. So yeah, I mean, from my personal experience so far, for this weekend anyway, I'm going to just use the 2 teams that I've got and address it afterwards. If I get 16 wins and 24 losses, I'm going to be like, okay, I definitely need to invest all of my coins to upgrade, because the difference between 16 wins and, say, 22 wins is actually a huge, huge sum of coins and packs, etc., etc. So I will use those coins to upgrade there. But if, say, I get 23 wins or 24 wins, I might think, okay, now let's upgrade 1 or 2 players to improve the areas that we're lacking, because the next step for me is just 1 or 2 more wins to move up. So I'm not looking to really improve the team. So ultimately it comes down to your personal experience and your personal opinion. But for me personally, just see how it goes this weekend league. Play the weekend league out, see where you get. It's the first weekend, you know. No one's expecting miracles from anyone. Anyone that gets top 100 this week is going to have a great time, of course, you know. I wish the best for the other Road to Glory dudes. Nice Skills, Fuji, Marshall, Bateson, Nick. You know, I wish them all the best in Foot Champs. I hope they all get incredible rewards. But for me personally, you know, last year there was so much intent on are you doing as good as Nick, or is Nick doing as good as you? Are you doing better than Nick? Is Nick doing better than you? This year I don't want any of that. This year I just want to know what I'm doing compared to me and how I'm working. So if I get 27 wins with the 2 teams that I have, happy days. I'll improve a little bit of the team, but I'll keep building the coin total up until there's something that I really can improve on. If, however, as I say, I come up short this weekend league, okay, maybe it's time to look at formation change. Maybe it's time to look at player change, tactic change. Maybe it's time to look at the play style change. And I'll address, going forwards. There's no reason to make rash decisions, because in this game, if you're a bad defender, if you lunge in, if you make bad choices and bad tackles, doesn't matter if you have 99 rated Rio Ferdinand. I'm sure he'll get one for the, we've had 99 Muller, 99 Griezmann. You could have 2 99 Ferdinands in at centre back, a 99 Roberto Carlos and a 99 Zanetti at fullback. But if you're a bad defender, you're still going to concede goals. Like, the players don't really matter past a certain point. And quite, similarly, if you're just bad at attacking, doesn't matter if you have Maradona and Pele up front, they're not going to be able to score goals if you don't understand how the shooting mechanics work to get them in the right positions. So, I think this week, for me personally, as I say, dudes, it's just going to be, a trial and error thing this week, this first month. Obviously I would love to get to Elite 3 minimum, 97 wins, but if I don't, that's not a problem. Gold 1 will be absolutely fine. This is going to be a trial and error month to see how good I am competitively versus how good my team is competitively, and we're going to adjust and balance based on the results and the performance over the course of the 4 weeks. And I'm not going to rush or get worried, and if I start seeing all the other YouTubers getting Elite 3, 2, 1 and top 100 and I'm sitting there getting Gold 3 or Gold 2, it's not going to faze me, because it's as I say, it's a long year. We play a lot of games this year, and I want to do things right this year. I know last year I spent a long time with the same players in the team every week because I had them. Costa at centre mid, or Sterling, the purple Sterling and the purple Sun in every single team. And I'm not going to do that this year. I'm going to change accordingly, which is why I didn't do the Mane. I could go do the Mane if I wanted. I could afford him, no problem. And it's why I will happily just play a full weekend league, address, then move on. I did have a lot more comments, dudes. But once again, I've talked far too much and completely missed the time needed to get through the comments. So as you can see, guys, we ended up winning a considerable amount of games in a row. We're 15-1-1 in divisions. Of course, that one loss was in that kit clash game where we had the same kits on. My defense isn't so bad. 1.65 on average conceded a match. Considering how many goals are scored in this game, that's not so bad. My draft goals conceded is over 3 a game right now, I think. So I'm definitely doing better in seasons than I am anywhere else, and hopefully that translates over to FUT Champs. As I say, my goal this week is 20 wins. I'd be more than content with that. This, though, dudes, is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.